Hi everyone, welcome to Phoenix Awaken Podcasts. I'm your host, Jayson.
And I'm Alison.
And welcome back everyone. This is another interesting topic that we're going to be talking about. It's Alison's, what could we say, matrix behind the scenes experience, the breaking down of it.
Yeah, really interesting stuff. So I guess I'll just start from the beginning of what happened. I was working in my previous job as a food delivery driver, and I was just going about my day. I had a lot of stuff going on mentally as well, as we always generally do with the energetic worlds. But I had a lot of stuff going on, and I remember driving, and a voice just saying to me, "Just be." So I thought, well, this is great. Of course, why not just be? So it was. I didn't realize how easy it would be to go from head to heart, because once I heard the words "just be," I was able to go switch off my brain, so to speak, where I was doing all the worrying and everything like that, and then ask myself, what do I feel? So in that moment, I realized I didn't actually feel unhappy or sad. I was actually feeling quite happy. So I went with those feelings. So I continued about with my day, and then I remember driving into one of my customers' car yards. It was Mercedes, and I was driving into the repair section of it, and all of a sudden, something, I don't even know how to explain the feeling. It was just like there was a lot of energy around me, a lot of mental energy, if I don't know if that's the right explanation of it. But then all of a sudden everything started to break down in a more pixelized version. My customer, who normally walks normally as we do as humans, all of a sudden started to walk as if he was pixelated, like he was more of a robot than anything else. And I was struggling to hold myself together, really struggling to hold myself together, to the point where it was so weird, that to the point that even the wall that I was seeing in the mechanics section was literally breaking down. Like in my mind's eye, I literally saw everything breaking down. Like in those, well, I think it was one of the movies with Adam Sandler, where it was like it was all pixelated and everything was breaking down, kind of thing.
Because that's what the image that I got when you were telling the story to me when you got home, and I got that flash of that movie.
Yeah, that's exactly how it was. All that, the boxes or the squares starting to break down. But the thing is, I was trying to see what was behind the wall, and I couldn't see anything. It was just black behind the wall. But thinking about it now, I don't know if that was actually my fear, that I couldn't see anything behind the wall, because it was such a insane and intense experience that I was going through, that I've never had an experience like that ever. So I was serving my customers, and I had to pull myself together to get to the next stop, and driving in that, with that experience going on, and having everything like literally look like a computer game breaking down in squares as you're driving. Is luckily I only had to go around the corner, because I don't know what I would have had to done if I had to go down the main road. I have no idea. So I went into my next stop. It wasn't as bad as the previous stop before with my customers. It was starting to like calm down, but I remember looking up at the sky and thinking, is this all real, or are we literally like in the Matrix movie, all based in pods? And are we right, like real? Because I remember thinking, are we real? But are we in different pods, in one section and you're in section B and I'm in section 12 or something along those lines?
Yeah, well, many people will say, or have said, that I'll listen to online, that we are literally holograms projecting ourselves into this realm. And it is in a sense, a video game, a movie.
It is. And that was really the experience. I even questioned, is our love real? Like, I questioned everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything from are we real to is our love real to is everyone else real to is this reality real is to what I'm experiencing real.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head. What can I say about... God, it's gone. It is an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what my understanding is. We're here for the experience, but unfortunately, my perception of it as well is we're being looped back into the game. We can never get out of the box, so to speak, or the matrix, the box, which is another thing. But how did you feel when you got home? Because you were telling me the story, and I was just like, oh, you bugger. I haven't experienced anything like that before. And you were like, your head was spinning off your shoulders, literally.
Yeah.
And you didn't know, you were having a lot of trouble, like, for weeks after, trying to process it. And then when we watched a video, I don't know, it was on a Black Mirror Netflix movie.
Oh, the short, the video short or the movie short.
You know, when the
bird glitched?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the bird glitched, but there was a lady, a woman or character in this short film.
And she could actually hear voices in her head. And
then, they would say, oh, sorry about that. You weren't meant to be hearing us. We got some glitches and some problems here. And her drinking a drink was going glitched, and the birds in the sky were stopping in midair. And I remember that. I can't remember what show that was from. It could have been Black Mirror or something like that. Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, but it was kind of like that. Like, things would glitch. Literally, as in... no fluid motion. Everything was clunky, you could say. Yeah. That's what it felt. That's what it felt like, especially my customer with his robotic movements when he was walking to me. But I do remember I had my foil cap or my foil protection underneath my cap, my work cap with the shungite powder. And I think that might have been what could have also helped me, plus also getting out of my mental, my depression, you could say. But when I came home, yeah, it was weird. Because I questioned everything, I also questioned, is our love real as well? And
what's real?
Yeah, it was like, what is actually real? To a point where, even though the idea was to get myself back into my heart space, it kind of took me out of my heart space, like my human heart, because I know we've got a difference between the human heart and a greater, higher heart. I believe it probably took me out of my human heart because it took me a few days to actually settle back into my emotions.
Yeah, remember that. Yeah. Yeah, very interesting stuff.
So yeah, and I know I've listened to other people as well that, like, scientists say that we live in a simulation because according to the mathematics that they know, they see ones and zeros in the universe. And we've watched many documentaries, and we've listened to so many people who have also said that we live in a simulation. But I've never actually come across anyone who's actually explained it in the way that I've experienced it as well.
Tom Campbell comes to mind. He's done a lot of research for a long, long time, and he believes that eventually he's going to be able to prove that this is a Matrix simulation game.
And that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be really interesting. Thinking back on it now, I could kick myself for maybe not having the guts to see what was beyond that wall.
Yeah, but I guess in that moment in time, you were like beside yourself seeing what you were seeing.
Well, yeah, I was. And the fact that when I was being a food delivery, I would only had 5 minutes in each stop.
Yeah, that's right.
So it was literally like I had to deal with what I was dealing with on a mental level, serve my customers who were pretty much robots and did not exist, also trying to see what was going on around me, all within 5 minutes just to get to my next stop.
I know. Did you? I'm just getting shown in my head. Was the food also pixelated, or was the food normal?
I don't remember. To be honest, it was like I remember having a break from once I served all my customers, I do remember just leaning on the passenger seat and like my head in my hand, going, just thinking to myself, like, hey, pull your shit together. Just pull your shit together just so you can get out and go to the next stop. It was crazy. Can't even express the intensity of the visual, like, especially on a mental level. I don't even know how to explain the intensity of what I felt.
Wow. So you haven't experienced that since, have
No,
you?
but I feel like I do feel as though the way how I experienced it or how I got into that state was actually to get out of my mental funk and to get into my heart space.
Yeah.
I feel like that was actually the major key for me to have that experience. Besides the fact having foil in my cap with shungite, which we have spoken about previously as well with us just at home. I do actually feel that getting out of my mental funk and into my heart space was probably maybe the glitch that allowed me to have that experience.
It's really interesting. You can't stop using the word interesting because it really is. I mean, people listening to this will be like, okay, for starters, she's wearing a foil cap. Secondly, she's seeing the Matrix or her surroundings breaking down in little pixelated cubes. The question is, are you taking drugs?
No. No.
So that's on the record. There's no drug intake here at all.
No.
No, she's a clean girl.
Only water
you?
and cordial and yeah.
Occasional glass of wine.
Occasional.
Very occasional.
Yeah.
And that's probably 3 sips.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's because, I mean...
It sounds crazy, doesn't it?
Well, people would be asking, is she on some sort of medication? But no, you're not. And you weren't.
No, I wasn't because I was driving for starters. I was at work.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So you can't actually do that.
No.
So completely no substance abuse, no nothing. I was absolutely clean. All I heard was pretty much recap was just be. And that's how it all started.
Yeah. So how did you find afterwards? So it took you a couple of weeks or a few weeks to sort of come back to earth, so to speak.
Yeah, it took me
or integrate it back into the game.
Yeah, it took me a few days to get back into like the feelings, and then to actually for the mental part of it, it took a while. It was a bit weird. Like I just felt like I was questioning like the relationships that we have with people. Are they even real?
Yeah.
Because I experienced such a simulation of pretty much what we think is real, but could actually be quite fake. Just questioning what is real, and it took me a while. But once I settled back down into my emotions and everyday life, it was almost like. Or once I settled back down into, let's say, the game, it was like my emotions started to come back again. Or maybe my human heart started to feel again. Because we do have the difference between the higher heart and the human heart. So maybe I hadn't stepped out of a whole heart experience, but maybe I stepped out of the human heart.
Yeah, the feeling of the human experience or the emotions that goes with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was weird. It was almost like the weird thing is that I wanted to keep the sense of having that experience with having the emotions that go with it as well. But once my emotions started to kick in, it was like the mental experience had left, like the mental feeling had left. Yeah. So all it is now is just an experience, and it hasn't happened again.
No, but it also gives us an understanding of it is just an experience, and not to get too much caught up. It's very easy to get caught up in the drama at the moment. It really is. It's a lot going on.
Yeah. One of the things I do remember realizing that we feel like we're always surrounded, especially in, let's just say, the New Age community, the spiritual world, all the things that are happening with us with negativity. It made me realize that outside of that game, all these entities and all these beings actually didn't exist in my world outside this game. So everything that I experienced with all negativity, beings, mantids, lizards, spiders, all those usual suspects that I have encountered, I realized outside this experience and outside this game, they don't exist.
No, because sometimes you've caught some of those energies, 0 1s, ones and zeros. Yeah, it didn't go down well.
No, it didn't go down well. But I have come to a greater awareness and not call them ones and zeros unless they really irritate me. Then I call them ones and zeros. But now we aim to do more of a healing and understanding on their part kind of experience.
Yeah, and also my understanding is that there is people out there who are not what you call source players. We've called them soulless ones, and I found out another name the other day, PCs.
Yep, and we've called them zombie bots as well.
So thanks for the injections, stuff like that. So even made things even more interesting. So you might find that 80% of the planet might be just full of PCs and zombie bots and no offense to any of those energies, because it's just all programs.
Yeah.
But even source players are literally just a hologram as well.
Literally.
Within the game.
Literally.
And it's interesting how we are all the Hollywood character in our own script or our own movie or game.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's pretty mind-boggling.
Yeah, it was a pretty wild experience that I went through. Yeah.
So if you ever go through that again, you just need to breathe and go, okay, get your notepad out and start writing stuff down.
Yeah, pretty much. If I could actually hold my shit together while I'm still going through it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've tried to go back into that experience on different occasions with just stepping out of the drama, the mental drama, and more stepping into the heart space. But it hasn't happened since. It really hasn't. So I don't know if maybe I caught a time slip or just a crack in the matrix or something along those lines. Because I do remember having like that. I think the night that I had the experience, or the day that I had the experience that night, I went to sleep, and I remember waking up and my arm was stretched out in front of me, and I had this really creepy feeling that someone had tried to take my blood.
Oh.
And I remember telling you, and you said that there's a possibility, or you thought that maybe the Greys had, I don't know if this is true, so if we're blaming the Greys, I do apologise if none of this is actually true, but I'm just...
but it's just we try and put it together.
This is just our experience. But I do remember you saying you thought, or you could see that they tried to take my DNA, which I just realised I need to do an audit on that one too. Because they wanted to know how I managed to have that experience.
That's right. Because it's going back, how long now? 12 months ago or something?
Yeah, something along those lines. So
we're just further back,
yeah, we're just trying to piece all the puzzles together now, even 12 months or however many months later.
Yeah. Because, yeah.
I know, and how did you feel when I came home and told you that experience?
I was so bloody jealous. It's like, how come you get all the fun stuff? Not that I'm putting that out there because, I've got enough going on. But I was really amazed what you experienced, and at the same time seeing movies that were very similar to that. And I was like, wow, we're surprised. We shouldn't be surprised, but where these movie makers get their ideas from. It's all based, bits and pieces on experiences.
Especially that show from Black Mirror. Hands down, the chick that got that glitched.
Yeah.
Yeah, hands down. That's
Imagine
probably
that. Imagine like having, sorry, mate.
Yes,
we just got a bit of a glitch here. We're the keepers of the Matrix code and program, and we're just trying to fix it up. Just be on your way.
Be with us. Bear with us, and you really shouldn't be hearing us, but
that's okay.
Yeah, we'll sort that out as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? But that's probably the closest experience that I've seen, like watched on or show or something like that, to how I felt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Besides the intensity in my head.
Yeah. For anybody out there who is listening, if you have something to say about your experience,
Yeah.
you want to share some stuff, we might be able to talk about, your experience here, because that'd
Yep.
be fascinating.
Absolutely. We want to know if you had a similar experience or a completely different experience with the Matrix, whether behind the scenes, in the scenes, anything that you have.
Because I believe that everybody has everybody has an experience one way or another, even if you don't believe in this stuff, even if you don't know much, everybody's had some sort of experience with, angels, ghosts, galactic beings, elementals, even as children. I mean, because as children, you see and perceive a lot more until you get deprogrammed or shut down. We all see a lot as kids,
Yeah.
So... Yeah, share your experience if you can, if you want to.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Because as we are here just sharing our experiences and our perceptions and understandings, it'd be great to have some of you guys get a bit of a...
I'll just love to hear other people's stories, and I would love to know if anyone else has had the same or similar experiences to me.
Yeah, or you the only person on the planet realm that's had this experience.
Yeah, because we've listened to so many people who know that they have an understanding that it's a simulation, but no one's actually explained it in a way that is similar to what I've experienced. Yeah. So I'm curious to know if anyone else has had the experience of seeing everything just fall down around them in more of a pixelated cube form.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Yeah, well done to you.
Thank you. It's not something that you want to be driving to have that experience.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No, it's not, don't
Unless
drive.
it happened all the time, then...
And you got used to it.
You got used to it and you're like, oh, it's just another day in the
exactly.
game.
It's like, I'll just maneuver my way around it.
Can we talk about this as well? If you were in that state, could you then manipulate or change
That's a good question. I don't know, but that is a good question. Because I don't know. What do you reckon?
Well, my understanding as well that we are also here to be able to work with energy and change it and shift it, manipulate it. So in that place that you're in, I'd say, why not?
Well, I guess if you could get over the intensity of the experience, and
but if you've had it you've had it a lot.
Yeah, if you've had it all the time.
It's like, I might start playing with this.
Yeah, exactly. The first time round, you probably won't even think about...
No, because you're too busy in shock.
Yeah, you're trying to figure out how to pull yourself together.
Yeah.
But it's a good question. There's why not? Why couldn't you? Because all of a sudden everything's breaking down around you. Why couldn't you
start becoming the coder?
Yeah, and then just like moving your hand and things just move as you move your hand. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. It's just like the car flies or something.
Yeah, well, anything's possible. Anything else?
No, nothing that I can actually remember. Pretty like everything that we've spoken about has pretty much been my experience that I can remember up to this date. Yeah. Anything that you want to share about what you experienced through what I was telling you?
I guess for me, it sort of took me out to stop being so serious about everything and about not being so caught up in our lives.
But
it's hard because when you're in it,
yeah,
it's really challenging. But it does remind me occasionally to go, I just need to take myself out of the drama. Like, down here in Australia, we're now got electricity issues and gas issues, and you can't have your power on for certain times of the day. It's just like,
let's just don't get us started on this.
Yeah,
one.
but
seriously.
it's just. But I've just said, like, this had just happened like last night. We're just going to navigate around that and
Yeah.
not get caught up in that.
Absolutely.
And because of that experience that you had, it's just taught me on more levels just to, it's okay, we'll just navigate through it. Don't get caught up in the drama of the game.
Yeah.
It's been done on for a reason. It's just another, I used to love playing the Sims game.
I never played it, but
loved
I
it.
understand it now.
And literally, you just press a button and you can have a tornado come in, or you can have an earthquake just by pressing, in the computer game will suggest, to get, up to the higher levels, you can do that. People have played Sims, create your own cities and all that sort of stuff.
I've seen it. Like I didn't really get into it, but I have seen other
But that's
people.
what this place reminds me of. It's like we've had like 3 weeks of non-stop rain. And it's just like I keep getting, someone's just pressed the button to have it rain non-stop. Somebody's now just done another switch to, have this play out. And it's non-stop now. So, yeah. So it just reminds me we just need to navigate through, stay out of the drama as much as we can, stay in our hearts and our integrity as much as we can, and just be really balanced within our minds as well, not get caught up in all the games.
I think it's also kind of helped me to not be so bogged down, you could say, with reality.
Yeah.
Or what is reality, but bogged down with our experience of what's happening around us, like you just said.
Yeah.
It has helped me to go that maybe not everything is as real as what we make it out to be.
Yeah, well, you've had a proof of that, haven't you? And we're very lucky as a couple because we're on the same page for this stuff. So I'd hate to think if you're experiencing this stuff by yourself and you couldn't talk to your partner or your friends about it because they think you're nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
How challenging that'd be.
Yeah.
So we are very blessed that you could come home and me be upset because I couldn't experience it. It's like, well, she could experience. Why can't I experience
But
it
you've
too?
had a lot of experiences on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, too many. I've forgotten so much because so much has happened.
Yeah. So you've had a lot of heaps of amazing experiences as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you want to finish up?
Yeah, let's finish up. Yeah, thank you so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed what we had to say.
Yeah, and it might sound a bit crazy, a bit nutty, but that's okay. We're just sharing our
experiences. And our experiences are quite nutty and crazy at times.
And you're not alone.
No.
And there's a lot of us out there.
Exactly. So until next time, everyone.
Take care. God bless.
See you later.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.